One product that's really impressed me in 2018 is the 2019 RockShox Lyric RC2. It's a big improvement over the old fork, which is already pretty good because it's got less friction, it's got a bigger negative spring, so it altogether feels more supple, gives you more traction, more linear feeling fork. RockShox's main rival, Fox, also stepped up their game this year with the Grip 2 version of the Fox 36. But in back-to-back tests, I found the Lyric was actually a little bit more supple off the top. It's also much easier to set up, and in the UK at least, it's a fair bit cheaper. Overall then, it's the best fork I've tested so far, but next year I'll be testing a whole bunch more suspension forks, and we'll see if that stays the same.
One of the highlights for me this year was going to the launch of the new Stump Jumper. Stump Jumper is a very storied model, it's been around forever and ever, but the real highlight of that launch in particular was the launch of the Stump Jumper Evo, which is specialised, supersized, really long, slack version of the Stump Jumper. This bike is interesting not only because of the progressive geometry, but notably because it is specialised who has brought it out. Specialised is probably about as mainstream as you get with the brand, so to see them totally getting on board with the long slack trend was really interesting, and I personally thought the bike rode wonderfully, and I'm really hoping I get to spend more time on one in 2019.
So for 2018, my favourite product has been a pair of gloves. The Fox Ascent glove with their goatskin leather palm give unparalleled amounts of feedback through the bars, and they're as close as you can get to wearing no gloves at all on the bike. They're a little bit expensive at 35 quid, but I reckon they're worth every penny.
One of my top picks for 2018 is the brand new Live Intrigue. While it is a touch short for me, in my opinion, I have really enjoyed riding this bike. It's really capable, it's a trail bike that can handle much more than you might imagine the travel would suggest. It's fun on more gentle terrain, it's really fun on hardcore terrain, and it's just given me bags of confidence. I found myself riding better, harder, further and faster than I have pretty much ever before.
The best thing I've had all year on my mountain bike is my Rotor 2 Power meter. I've got a history at BikeRadar of breaking power meters, having not much success with them working consistently all of the time. But with the Rotor 2 Power, it's gone on my bike and it hasn't put a foot wrong since. You can combine it with a Rotor Q-ring, and that's something I really like as well. It kind of makes your pedalling smoother at climbs, and I found the numbers to run fairly consistent compared to all the other power meters I've used throughout the years I've been testing at BikeRadar.
Earlier this year, I did my first bikepacking trip, and being quite a small person, I have a very small bike. It's an extra small size frame with 26-inch wheels. Finding a good bikepacking setup was actually quite difficult. I went for the Ortley bikepacking bags. I really trust them as a brand. They're really durable, really tough, really waterproof. But mostly what impressed me was the frame pack was the perfect size for my very small frame. It's 4 litre volume, so it actually packed quite a lot for the size. I managed to carry my pump, my tools, the trusty shovel, the obligatory snacks, managed to keep them separate, and also a bottle of methylated spirits for the stove, so it was actually quite useful. As a small rider, it was perfect for what I needed.
I realise I'm really late to the party on this one, but the other discovery for 2018 that's revolutionised my mountain biking is mountain biking trousers. Where have you been all my life? I took the Enduro MT500 spray trousers out for a few rides this autumn in drizzly, miserable, muddy conditions, and I didn't get too wet, I stayed warm, and I enjoyed myself the whole way round, even on those long stops while you have chats with people at trailheads. I'm now a complete convert to the trousers side of things, and I'm planning to have many more warm and cosy rides over winter as a result.
In 2018, the highlight for me was riding the Commencal Meta AM29 out in the trails at Ainsworth where they race EWS. The bike was brand new, it's their first proper big wheeler enduro bike, and it's incredibly competent. You might have realised that Cécile Ravenel has won the entire EWS series on the same bike, so there's no surprises there. It's confident, it's fun, it's poppy, it's agile, it's also incredibly capable when trails get very rough. The real highlight for me though was riding with Cécile and Anne Chasson. It was definitely my riding highlight of the year, as well as one of the best bikes I saw this year.
Something I thought was really exciting is the advent of kind of lightweight full-face helmets. I've tried the Fox Pro frame, not tried the Trolley Design stage yet, but hopefully getting my hands on one of those pretty soon. I've never been convinced with convertible full-face helmets because I don't really know what I do with the chin piece when I'm riding up, and I faff kind of put it back on, whereas the Fox Pro frame and the Troy Lee kind of appeal because they've just got a lightweight chin bar that's on all the time. In riding them, not found them that hot at all, nice and aerated. Keen to try the Trolley one soon.